Corneria, fourth planet in the Lilat system. The evil scientist Andros, and
Fuck, I'm not going with that. We have to restart. We have to restart this. Any Star Fox head, their ears perked up, like
Cocky little freaks.
like little. You haven't even played the game. How do you even know that?
It's so quotable.
It is.
I've
very
been on the
quotable.
internet once in the last 20 years.
That's true. However, we're gonna fucking talk about Star Fox today because something happened. Something happened recently. Nothing ever happens, they say. Wrong. Something has happened.
And
Picture
they
this.
also say something always happens for a reason. I don't think that's true.
We're gonna discuss that. Picture this scenario. Imagine you're at home, sleeping, taking a nap on your couch, midday, Wednesday. That happened Wednesday, right? Yeah, Wednesday.
Yeah.
Okay, you're mid-nap on your couch, called out of work because you were sick, so you're on your couch, you take a midday nap, and you wake up at probably early evening, late afternoon, and you're a little groggy, and you're like, oh man, what time is it? You look at your phone, you see the time, you see your notifications, Nintendo of America, Star Fox Direct. You go, what? I play Star Fox. I really like Star Fox. Let me check this out. You're still half asleep, mind you. You open it up in your groggy state, one eye still closed while your eyes are getting adjusted to the brightness of your phone. The direct is already mostly done, so you have to fast forward or basically skim through 40 minutes of the pre-show stuff, which is just the Nintendo screen and maybe some, I don't know, advertisements, and then you finally get to the middle of the direct randomly from skimming through. Okay, and you see it. It's Star Fox. It's modern, and it looks really, really good. And you're still half asleep. You're like, what the hell? Oh, this is a Star Fox movie? This must be a Star Fox movie. Okay, and then they go, the game. They say the word the game, and you go, wait a minute. This is a game? And then you see the character designs close up, and you go, wait a minute, why do they look like that? And then you hear them go, the levels design have been kept completely the same, and you go, oh fuck, it's a 64 remake! And then you're wide awake. That's what happened to me.
Let me recount my side of the story.
Okay.
So, I'm moving right now. I haven't been gaming, I haven't been on the internet, I've just been moving boxes for days on days. And I was driving, and my car does that thing when you get a text where it pops up. It's like, Jonathan just texted you. Do you want me to read it to you?
Read it out in the robot voice, yeah.
Yeah, but now Google does this thing where I don't know how to turn it off. I'm sure there's a way to turn it off. It doesn't read your texts to me, or anyone's text to me. It uses an AI summary, which is so helpful.
Oh, great. Summarize my 5-word sentence.
So, if I get a text from Sam and she's like, oh, when are you going to be home from work? I want to know what we're having for dinner, all that. Google will be like, Samantha has asked you, what would you like for dinner? And she also wanted to know, when will you get home from work? I'm like, thanks. That was so much easier than just reading the text. But, so I was driving, speeding, with lots of boxes in my car. And this thing popped up, and I clicked, yeah, read me Jonathan's text. And it said, Jonathan Colello would like to know if you were watching the Nintendo Direct. And I went, huh? I almost got into an accident. So I pull into the driveway, open up my phone, and I'm like, oh god, he's fucking with me. Because they've never just done a Direct like this.
Right.
They always announce it at least the day before.
Right.
And also, it didn't say Star Fox Direct, it said Nintendo Direct. So my nerves are all on end. And so I open up my phone, I click on Nintendo's YouTube channel, and it pulls up the live stream. And this was whenever they were showing one of the cutscenes.
Oh, yeah.
Immediately greeted with these monstrosities on screen.
Scariest Slippy Toad.
Scariest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Oh,
and
man.
I had a reaction because I have no skin in the game. I've never played Star Fox. I don't have any interest in Star Fox. But just I know him from Smash Bros. I know him from the Mario movie. I see him here, and my skeleton wanted to jump out of my skin. It was disgusting.
Yeah, the character design. So the internet. Okay, so to recap, there's a new Star Fox game coming out. The series that
New in quotes.
New in quotes. The series that hasn't really had games it's like more dead than F-Zero even, is finally having a game being released, right? After 10 years, which the last one was Star Fox Zero, right? And we're going to talk about that. And this is kind of like a big deal to like some of the gaming space, because Star Fox 64 is very beloved. Fox and Falco as characters. The idea of the franchise is very beloved due to like things like Smash Brothers, Smash Melee, and stuff like that. So first game of a basically dead series by Nintendo in 10 spanking fucking years, and it isn't like some dumbass side project like Hey Pikmin or something like that. It's a real game. It's a real game, and the internet, I think, is shitting their pants. If you're in any gaming space on the internet, I'm sure you've seen it. It's even gotten to r/Simpson shit posting. I was like, oh my god. So everyone is talking about the new art direction, and everyone is talking about how it is a remake of Star Fox 64. Okay? Now, the art direction, I think, is very self-explanatory of why people are feeling odd about it. I mean, just look at it. Look at how all the characters have looked in previous generations, and then look at them now. That's not really too much of a surprise. The thing that might take some explaining to the uninitiated, however, is the fact that people are upset that it's a Star Fox 64 remake. So let me just break it down for you real quick, sexual style, because Star Fox is a series with one game.
Whoa. Lest we forget Star Fox Adventures.
And Star Fox Assault, of course, which everyone played. Everyone was really happy with and played. I don't even think we know the sales numbers on that shit, because they were so odd and strange. But yeah, Star Fox 64. The Star Fox series is basically one game, which is Star Fox 64, right? It was first released as Star Fox on the SNES, and it was like using the Mode 7 graphics and the polygonal sort of R-Wings. The graphics are super old school.
It is really impressive, though.
It is very impressive, but they had to do that to try to necessitate like a 3D space, and the game ran at probably like 13 frames per second. But I don't know, people enjoyed it, and it was pretty cool and funky. And then there was Star Fox 2 on the SNES or the Super Famicom in Japan, which Americans didn't get for whatever reason. And then the N64 came out, and they were like, wait a minute, we can make like the fully realized version of Star Fox. Let's do it. So they kind of made a remake of like aspects of Star Fox 1 and Star Fox 2 on SNES on the N64, and everyone loves that shit. That shit sold like a million bajillion copies. It's iconic to the N64, iconic to old school Nintendo. So awesome, so awesome. And then there was like Radio Silence, and then the GameCube came out, and then there was 2 Star Fox games in the GameCube that no one speaks of. They're kind of like the black sheep, like the CDI Zelda games almost. People fucking hate those games.
No, there's a cult following for them. I hear a lot of people talk positively. I don't hear anyone really talk positively about those Zelda games.
No, that is true. I mean, there is a fringe audience for the 2 GameCube Star Fox games, but I would say it's definitely not mainstream at all. And that's kind of like all we had of Star Fox for a while. And then the 3DS came out, and they were like, okay, let's put Star Fox 64 on 3DS, remaster all the graphics, just like we did with Ocarina of Time 3D, which Ocarina of Time 3D is baller as hell. It's like one of the best titles on the system. It looks so good. It's one of my favorite things ever. I love it. So let's just put it on 3DS and do the same exact thing we did. And they did that, and it was fucking awesome. And so it was like, oh man, this is like one of the definitive ways to play Star Fox. Like a new generation of people can play Star Fox. I was not born in the 90s, so I grew up with Star Fox in a way through this game. Very cool. I was like maybe 12 or 13, 11 at the time. So I could say I grew up with Star Fox, right? The future looked bright. And then it was silence. And then it was like 2016, the Wii U came out, and they were like, we're gonna release a new Star Fox game called Star Fox Zero. It was like, wow. It was like, it's a reimagining of Star Fox 64. Like, wait a minute. What? Okay, whatever. Fine, reimagining. Okay, I'll bite. there was some gameplay differences. There was like a weird, like the levels were different, I think. There was like new levels. There was new gimmicks that people didn't like the weird, like hover, like the drone you fly and then you release like a smaller bipedal drone that like runs around at the small spaces. So levels were different. It's a reimagining. All right, it's weird, but like I'm pretty sure you still fight Andros at the end, and it's still like the same plot. Well, yeah, fucking whatever. All right, at least we got something new. 10 years go by. Star Fox Zero kills the franchise. 10 years go by. We're like, oh fuck, we fucked up. We did not buy Star Fox Zero, and now we're never getting another Star Fox. And now this happens, and it's another Star Fox 64 remake. How is this happening?
It is... Okay, here's the thing. In any other situation, this makes the most sense. The franchise has been dormant for 10 years. Didn't Star Fox Zero came in 2016? Yeah, so 10 years.
Yeah, 10 years.
Let's get this new studio who has love for the franchise. They're gonna remake the best one, get their their hooks in it, then they'll make a sequel. He was in the Mario movie. There's a little cross promotion going on. We want to make this a thing. Miyamoto loves Star Fox. That's like, we know that. Like wasn't he the director of Star Fox Zero, or at least like a producer?
I'm sure he was.
Like it's like that and Pikmin are like his things. So this is like a big push from Nintendo of like, Star Fox, we're bringing them back. Let's remake the best one, and then we'll make some sequels if it's successful. But to your point, this game has already had 3 remakes.
It's crazy. I don't think I can't think of another game that's been remade twice. I cannot think of another game that has been remade like more than 2 times. And
I mean,
this
like Last of Us,
yeah.
but that's not what this is.
Yeah, that's a bit different, but like to your point, like yeah, kind of with the remaster, and then it's like that's like if I'm like not even playing. That's like if in 5 years we got another Last of Us remake on like PlayStation 6. That's what this would feel like. It's like what are we doing, dude? Like how many times are we gonna see the same thing? And the thing is that's really throwing me off is that it really is like the same thing. They said, like, one of the first things they said in the direct is that the level design has stayed the same from the original. And I was like, oh man, dude, we're not even gonna add a extra mode of like new hyper mode or whatever for like,
I mean, there's the co-op and the versus mode, which is like, sure, whatever.
Yeah.
But you'd think they would at least do like what Halo Remake is doing, where they're adding a couple levels. Mm-hmm. Like, you'd think they would at least do that.
Right. I think we might be hitting the plateau of remakes, because the past couple of remakes that people have been dropping, I think people are looking at them and they're just going like, what's the point? What's the fucking point, man? To your point, actually, with the Halo Combat Evolved remake reveal, I feel like I was getting more flack about it than excitement. You know what I mean? I've seen a lot of remakes. Usually when remakes happen, people kind of like shit their pants and they get really, really excited. But recently I just haven't been seeing that with this and the Halo Combat Evolved. I'm probably gonna get the Combat Evolved remake on probably like super discount like 3 years later.
I'm interested in the new levels, but I'm probably not going to play through the whole game.
Yeah. It's like, it just seems like a moot point. I feel like they could have, I don't know, you really have to give me a reason to buy a game with that price point for something I've already played like eons ago, you know what I mean? Like several times. But you know, that's neither here nor there. I haven't even caught up with any of the Halo news, and we've already spoken plenty about Halo. We're talking about Star Fox. So I want to get your reaction to this. The internet is pooping their pants. You know, of course, there's the defenders who are excited about new Nintendo stuff, new Star Fox stuff, no matter what. And there's plenty of people who are legitimately excited despite flaws that they may or may not perceive, right? So I want to know where you stand, Sir Jake.
So this is actually, it's interesting. I'm more conflicted than I think even you think I would be, because it's serendipitous timing that I was on the cusp of playing Star Fox 64 for the first time in my life.
Yeah.
Like this month. Like, I just got, I'll talk about it maybe a bit later or maybe on a different episode, but I just got this whole retro setup going, and I downloaded a bunch of ROMs for games that I missed when I was young. So I guess the context here, I had access to an N64 growing up, but I didn't have an N64. So any game that I was playing wasn't mine. I couldn't ask my mom, like, can you get me this game? It was just whatever this person had is what I was playing. And they never had Star Fox 64. But I was always interested in it because of Smash Brothers. I always played Fox, and then I played Wolf in Brawl, and then in Smash Ultimate, I main Wolf. So I'm like, that's my only experience with it. That's literally it. But I just downloaded this N64 emulator. I got my CRT set up. Let me see what I'm gonna play, like the best N64 games that I missed out on. Go on websites, download all. What's the number one thing? It's always Ocarina of Time.
Right.
And then after that, it's Star Fox 64. So I literally have it on my list to play. And so now I'm like, okay, I was sold. I want the silly voice acting. I want the fun sprites. I want the rail shooter gameplay. I like rail shooters. I'm in. I'm still going to play 64, but I have no idea if I'm going to buy this new one or not. I can't even like figure out how I feel about it. Because I hate the characters. I hate the characters so much.
Really?
But I love everything else about it. It looks fantastic.
It looks gorgeous. It's very pretty.
And the music is so good. It's so fucking good. And I mean, I know they've changed the voice acting, but I don't have the nostalgia for it. So honestly, it sounds fine to me. It's like, the two things I have to get past are these character designs are just freaky, and that's $50.
Yeah. I will say my opinion on it is actually quite different. When after I saw that everyone else was like, one, like, oh god, why do they look like that? And two, why is it another 64 remake? I kind of was like, oh, okay. So I don't have to, like, champion a cause or anything. Everyone else is already doing it. So I kind of, like, took a seat and was like, alright, I don't have to complain anymore. And I kind of looked at it and I was like, yeah, fuck it, I'll play it. Because you know what? I was thinking about it, and I actually am excited for this because, despite it all, because it is going to be Star Fox, and it's going to play like Star Fox, and it's going to be fun, and the things that they did add are just enough for me to be, like, really curious for me to check out, but I am not sold that it's going to be good. What are the things they added? So the gameplay looks to be almost exactly the same. I'm sure smoothed out, modernized in a way, but you know, I recognize like most of the layouts and the segments of gameplay that they've shown. I was like, oh yeah, I remember that. I know that. All right. So I know that the game is going to be like good, and you know, Star Fox is very arcadey, very replayable. So it's not like I'm like, oh man, it's not like I finished playing like The Witcher 3. You know, 120 hours, and like, we're gonna remake it. I'm like, oh god, do I really want to sit through all of that again? Star Fox is like, oh, okay, in and out, 30-minute adventure, have fun. Like, okay, cool. I am so curious about the cutscenes and the things that they're adding, such as like the new visual flares, the new voice acting, the new like story beats that they're kind of seem to be putting in with these cutscenes. I really want to see how certain scenes look in this new super HD, hyper realistic art style. I'm really excited to see how the end of the game looks, because the end of the game is really memorable. So my curiosity, I think, is unfortunately beating out the cry of my wallet, because I think I just have to see it. And I think it's like, it's such a mixed bag for me. You said that you just really don't like the designs at all. Have you seen the Star Wolf designs and like all the other designs, so like Andross and shit?
I haven't seen. I saw that they put a clip up of Star Wolf. I haven't actually watched it yet.
Star Wolf looks really good.
Yeah, I saw the what's her name? The Cat Monroe.
She's very scary.
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on there.
That one is like maybe the worst one. Here's the thing. I don't actually think the designs are bad. And that's why I'm still like, okay, I'm probably gonna end up playing this at some point. It's just, Like, imagine if they made like you sent me that meme the other day of like the AI, all
Yeah.
the Smash Bros characters as real people. It's like if they redesigned Donkey Kong for the Mario Bros movie, but he was still a cartoon. It's like if they made him look like a real ape after so many years of seeing
Right.
Donkey Kong as this, it's gonna freak me out. And
That's-
I've just seen Fox
yeah.
and Falco as these characters for so long. Even in Zero, they were just like sharper versions of what they were in the previous titles. So it's just so different. I
Also,
think, is my
Fox was
thing.
just in the Mario Galaxy movie, and he looks good. I mean, he looks like Fox, how you think Fox looks like. His dialogue isn't really. I mean, I haven't seen the Mario Galaxy movie. Have you?
I'm gonna wait for it to come to Blu-ray.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but I was very interested in it when they revealed Fox, and I saw his like reveal. You know, like when he like shows up and explains himself, and I'm like, oh, okay, that looks like Fox. It doesn't sound like Fox, or he doesn't act like Fox at all. But it's like, oh, okay, but that, you know, that's good. So now we have Fox that sounds like Fox, and well, it doesn't really sound like Fox. Sorry. He acts like Fox. Fox is kind of like no nonsense, kind of pretty serious kind of dude. But he doesn't really look like Fox. You know what I mean? But he kind of does in like a weird, fucked up way that it's kind of growing on me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm coming from too. Where it's like it is so weird to say about art, but I don't objectively hate it. You
No,
know,
I don't
like,
objectively hate it either.
It's courting furry. It's leaning that direction. It's kind of like some of the more out there Pokemon designs. That doesn't make it bad. I mean, because the graphics are so good
Yeah.
for Nintendo. I mean, not even for Nintendo. They're really good looking. Like the texture on Falco's feathers is extremely impressive. I don't know. Like if you were trying to sell me a game where the characters looked like real animals, that's not a turnoff to me. What's that chicken game? You know what I'm talking about? That
What?
Korean Chicken Man. It's like some novel series in Korea that's like super popular, and they're making
Oh,
a game, and the
yeah,
main character's
yeah.
like that muscular chicken man.
Yeah.
Like I like that shit. I think that's cool. But the tone that I know, like I don't know Star Fox, but the tone that has been impressed upon me is more. It's more silly. It's more goofy.
Right.
It's do barrel roll. It's Star Fox. Like all that. Like it just doesn't match this vibe. So I feel like I need to just give myself over to it, and I'm sure I would actually end up liking it. It's just that price barrier for me.
Yeah, the 50. I mean, the fact that it's 50 digital. I mean, you should thank your lucky stars, pal. You don't realize how lucky you got it. But before we go on to that, you know what it reminds me of? Do you remember in like the late 2000s, early 2010s, when we were getting like part 2, like reboots, movies, and like shit in theaters, or like movie adaptations or show adaptations, or modern day reboots of old properties like Bomberman, and it was like
Mhm.
like trying to be like mature and more serious.
Yeah.
It reminds me of that era of media. Like it's not as bad, not as egregious, but like kind of the same idea. Because if you want to know what I'm thinking about, look up the Michael Bay Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
such a good comparison. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's exactly what this is.
And there was shit like that for years until I think in the late 2010s, someone realized. I think it was the Sonic movie. I think the Sonic movie realized that shit doesn't fly anymore. Where they dropped that horrific version of Sonic, and then the internet like blew the fuck up. That was like the last I remember seeing that shit in like modern age. Because that shit was everywhere. Like
Yeah.
Dude, have you seen Bomberman X? Look at Bomberman X.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
like really scary. You know, to a lesser extent, there's something like Tron, which got like kind of really mature looking. I mean, Tron was pretty mature, but it got like, you know, cyberpunkish-esque. But yeah, think about Transformers, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like specifically, like Michael Bay. Like that's the type of shit that was going on like all the time in the 2000s, 2010s. And then Sonic the Hedgehog, the first Sonic the Hedgehog movie was revealed. And then it was like the line was drawn in the sand. We're like, we're not fucking doing this anymore. We can't do it anymore. And they're like, okay, fine, whatever. And we haven't seen that since. And this is so close to that era again. It's so fucking close.
This
dude.
is exactly that. Like that, if in 2013 someone said they're making a Star Fox movie, this is what it would look like.
I'm actually surprised that this feels like it would have happened. This would have been the reboot that would have dropped in like 2011 instead of the Starbox, remake on 3DS. It would have dropped on Wii U and it'd be like, this is the new age of Star Fox, and that would have bombed really hard, I bet, because people wouldn't be willing to accept that shit, especially on the Wii U. The fact that this is on the Switch and it's just a 64 remake, like, we got to count our lucky stars to what could have been in a way, but goddamn. What it is? A big difference is that there's actually color in this. Like, look at there's no color usually in those reboots, for a more teenage mature audience. The fact that there's color in
brown,
this, that's like the
black
main
suit.
This is the only reason I'm saying that it's not exactly like a decision from that era, because there is color and there still is like a little bit of charm, but like it mostly is kind of that kind of era of decision making.
So I was watching a video this morning from Kyle Bossman, who does like these little video essay things, and his point was that for as long as Nintendo has been making games, there's always been this question when it comes to their more serious titles, their Star Fox, their F-Zero GX, their Metroids. It's like, do they just not have anyone there that can do cinematic cutscenes, or do they not care? And seeing these trailers, it's like, oh, no, they could do this the whole time. They just didn't think they had to.
Yeah.
They just don't.
Yeah, the trailers are very cinematic. I mean, we have a whole prologue of what happened.
Yeah, you got to see James McCloud.
You got to see James McCloud, and Peppy and Pigma and their kind of dynamic. I mean, it's very short, and it's cool. Like, that's very cool. I was like, oh, so this is new. That's really cool. I like that. And that's kind of another issue, because that brings into like what could have been, because that's all it is. What we saw in the Direct, that's it. So there's not really anything to be like, oh, I'm really excited to get my hands on the remake, because I've already seen it. They said like that's it. It's just the prologue. It's not like there's a mission or anything like that.
Yeah. How hard would it be to add one level
just
where you play
one.
as James or something? I mean, do we know that they're not? Like, maybe they just haven't announced it yet. Maybe I
can't imagine a world where they wouldn't bring up something or say like, and get ready for some extra surprises. Like, what? Like, you don't just make a whole mission or aspect of a game. Like, that's a selling point. I can't imagine Nintendo would be like, unless they're fucked in the head and whoever is directing that shit was, asleep in the toilet. I have no idea why they wouldn't bring that up in the Direct, because that is a super big selling point. If they brought up like, hey, there is some new content, it's not a lot, but there's some new content, some new surprises, a bunch of haters would be silenced, because there's like, oh, well, there's something new. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that does go back sort of to my theory that like they want to. I mean, okay, so they put Star Fox in the Mario movie. There's clearly going to be a new Star Fox, whether it be a Star Fox movie or a new Star Fox game. And I really think this is like, we just need to test the waters to see if we can even make that happen.
Yes, I agree with you. I think that this is 100% maybe litmus test isn't the right word, but it's like a test to see if the new generation of gamers is going to buy into this, right? Because that's kind of where we're at. We're old potatoes, buddy. We are hitting our mid-20s. We are not exactly the prime audience for Nintendo, even if we make up most of their sales, which I'm absolutely sure we do make up their sales. So this is sort of, kids went to see the Mario Galaxy movie, and they saw this Star Fox character, and they may or may not have been vaguely aware of it and been like, whoa, Star Fox. And now Nintendo's like, well, what are we gonna fucking do? We're gonna make a sequel to a game that like the majority of our child audience that we're advertising to hasn't played? Like I don't know if that's really a good idea. It's not like Mario. I mean, it could be like Mario, it could be like Zelda. I don't know, because we've never gotten a sequel. But they must have looked at the Star Fox series and said, well, we can't do it like Zelda and Mario, where every game is just like its own thing and not really connected, or connected in really, really vague ways. You know, we can't just drop like Star Fox Zero, Star Fox blank blank. Like, okay, we need to basically revive our Star Fox audience. So how are we gonna do it? We're just gonna remake from the ground up Star Fox 64, the only game in the franchise essentially worth playing, or that is available to even play, like just straight up. And I can't really fault them for how they're doing it. Like, it's not the stupidest idea in the world, but it's actually I think it's a good idea. IMHL, but it runs the risk of them fucking it up again and them dropping the Star Fox series again, because there's already so much backlash. What if this doesn't sell very well? I don't really know. It doesn't really seem like kids would really fully buy into it. It seems a bit mature for kids, like just in presentation, not mature as in like it's violent, but it just seems a bit dry. It doesn't have any of the corniness or the silliness. It's very cinematic. So I can't really see kids like begging their parents to go and get them this game. Maybe preteens, right? And the adults who grew up with it are looking at it and going like, oh, what's like, what, the game I like, it's different now? Or it's like doing it again? What's going on? So I don't know if they're going to buy it either. So if this fucks up, what happens?
Well, okay, I'm going to push back a little bit.
Okay.
That I do actually think that kids are going to want this game. And maybe not kids, but like 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Yeah, preteens.
That age range, I feel like they're going to fucking... Like, this is going to become their personality. And then, you know, they even made a point in the direct to say, like, hey, and for the old heads, you can use the N64 controller. So I think they're targeting, like, what is going to become the Smash audience, the Zelda audience, the Metroid audience, even like this, people who are about to age up into the bit of their more older franchises. They're also trying to target the older audience, maybe to middling success because of the new designs. But I don't think you can understate how impactful Fox being in the Mario movie is going to have on kids wanting this game. Because every time a Sonic movie comes out, whatever Sonic game comes out that year sells like fucking crazy. Sonic Superstars, which I kind of forgot existed.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah, that's like their new 2D Sonic that they made that wasn't Sonic Mania. Just their shitty 2.5D Sonic game.
Oh, great.
Came out the same year as Sonic 3. It sold so well. And I really think these movies do a lot to promote. So I think they're
well, first of all,
kinda...
don't underestimate the Sonic fandom, please.
Okay, fair enough. But, I mean, The Last of Us. They released The Last of Us remake when the HBO show is going into its second season.
Uh-huh.
It sold so much for being a remake that no one was going to buy if they already played the original. So I think they're doing a good job at hitting all three of their audiences. But there's, like you said, there's problems and things holding back each of them. Mm-hmm. The old heads don't like the changes. The teens aren't going to like the price, and the kids might be put off by the cinematic nature of it. So I think you're right that this is it's a teeter-totter. It could go either way, really.
Yeah, it's a risky play. What they're doing is a risky play. And that kind of seems to be, it's like they got Falco up in like the directing chair being like, fuck it. Do the direct right now. Do it right now. We didn't even... How long did we get? I think it was like maybe like a couple hours of notice that they're like, yeah, Star Fox Direct. Like, what? That's like
I didn't even know it was happening.
Yeah, you didn't even know it was happening.
I have a gaming podcast. I'm the one who should be locked into this stuff.
We should be locked in, but Nintendo was like, nah, fuck it. I don't even give a shit. That's like... that's just crazy. For Star Fox, that's crazy. If it was like Mario, it would be like, oh, well, you know, we're gonna get Mario content, so let's just see what it is. Or whatever. Star Fox is like... That's like your dad going off to war, and he goes missing, and then one day you just get a letter being like, "Hey, I'm coming back in like 3 hours." So you're like, "Huh? What?" It's very confusing.
I have a theory about what's going on here.
Okay.
So, May we have Yoshi. June we have I'm blanking, but there's games coming out for the Switch 2 like every month throughout the summer.
I think Star Fox is June. Star Fox is like 2 months.
Star Fox is June, and then July.
No, Star Fox is the end of next month.
Holy shit!
It's like 6/25.
But so they kind of have their summer schedule like booked already. We usually get a Nintendo Direct around SGF time, like mid June, late June.
Yeah.
This Star Fox Direct, you know what this seems like? It feels to me like, you remember when they used to do the main Direct in the summer, and then it would be like, by the way, right after this, Mr. Sakurai is going to come out and talk about the new Smash character for an hour.
Right.
This feels like that extra thing that would be tacked onto the June Direct.
Yeah.
But since they already have all these things planned out, I feel two ways about this. One, this game got leaked a long time ago.
Really?
So,
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, it got leaked a long time ago, but I think they're trying to get ahead of Ocarina of Time remake leaks because they kind of go hand in hand, and I feel like that has to be their big June announcement. So, I don't know, in some way I feel like they're trying to take the limelight that this may get, any negative press that this may get, and just get it out of the way.
Yeah.
That way we can just lead into Ocarina of Time and have that be like the rest of the year. We're coasting on that.
I want to talk about that was going to be my second topic for the podcast, was going to be the Ocarina of Time remake future, right? Now with this in mind, let's talk about the future. So I want to talk about that more, but first I kind of want to discuss because what could have been done instead, perhaps. Because I think it's fair to say that this has gotten some backlash. Is it dramatic? Is it kind of knee-jerk? Maybe. Is it fair? Yes, I think both can be true. I think there's knee-jerk reactions, very dramatic reactions, but I also think many of the criticisms that we're having are pretty valid and worth talking about. And I doubt it's really the feedback that Nintendo was really anticipating. I don't really think they would have done any of this if they anticipated reactions like this. So I think there could have been a couple things done, and maybe some things that could still happen. In terms of the fact that it's still just a 64 remake, and it still kind of feels like this franchise is low key in limbo to me, because it's still like it's just like, it's a remake of the same game. Obviously, this means that the future is kind of like in the balance. This feels like a very precarious situation for the future of Star Fox. Like you said, it can go either way. I think a lot of feelings could have been quelled if they revealed that they were more Star Fox projects in the future. But the fear
I don't
is
think there are.
Yes, that's the thing. They may not have any. If they do, they should have probably mentioned that. They should have probably been like, we're making Star Fox 64, we're making the Star Fox remake, and at the end they would have been like, and look out for new projects in the Star Fox universe. They could have just said that, and I think a lot of people would have been like, oh, okay, so this is just the appetizer this is just to get us like warmed up for the rest of it. But we didn't really get that, and there might not be those projects, but I feel like if there is those projects, maybe they could have hinted at like, hey, there's more for these Star Fox heads. Like, don't worry about it. 2, I think that there's still a chance that... No, actually, that's not true. The game's coming out next month. There's no way. I was going to say, we could have a Sonic situation where they kind of... I don't think it's going to happen. I mean, it could... we don't really know. The problem, I think, is the models for not even all of them. Let's talk about how the game looks. The game looks really fantastic.
So good.
Like the visuals, the space, the backdrops, the landscapes. Oh my god, it looks so good. It's like I kind of don't even believe this game is really going to run on Switch 2, to be frank with you. The problem is that the character designs for the Star Fox crew, and it's not even all of them. I think the people who are really jarring is Falco and Slippy. And the problem, I think, the main problem is that their eyes are just kind of... Falco's eyes are too small. Falco's eyes are just a bit too small. And Slippy, his eyes aren't very cutesy. They kind of look like... It looks like he's about to eat me like a fly, low-key. I can live with that. You know what I mean? I can live with that. There's some other aspects of, like, Fox's design like his torso being really long and his legs are kind of small. And they also got rid of the metal boots, which is like, whatever, who gives a shit? I think the real problem is that his feet are kind of jarringly small. Peppy looks good. So
Peppy looks good.
Peppy looks really good. Yeah, I like Peppy. Peppy looks really good. And everyone on Star Wolf looks really good. Especially Andrew, the monkey, Andrew Oinkeny. He looks so good. He's mogging me. In that one like screenshot of him, Andrew's like straight mogging me. It's so funny. And even like James looks good, even though James is just Fox with sunglasses and we just pretend like he's a different character. He's got a scar now, but that's neither here nor there. I think that if they wanted to be in more people's good graces, they can maybe enlarge the eyes of some of the characters a bit more. And there's always time for a change. You never know what they're gonna do. They could update it like tomorrow and be like, oh yeah, that was actually pre-alpha footage or some shit like that. They can make up some bullshit. You never really know. So I wouldn't expect the change, but I feel like if they did that, that would put a lot of people into their good graces. But Nintendo doesn't really backtrack on their bad decisions, is something I've noticed. If they go, if they're like, we're gonna make a weird decision and people fucking hate it, they're like, well, that's it. They don't really do do-overs, you know what I mean? Like other companies where they go, sorry, we fucked up. Like CD Projekt Red or Sega, for that matter, where they're like, yeah, we fucked it, we fixed it now, though, sorry. Even Bethesda sometimes goes back and fixes their shit. Not Oblivion Remastered, though. Apparently that's still dumpster fire. I don't know. Well, we're not talking about Oblivion Remastered. Okay, but is what I'm saying makes sense before we move on to talking about
Ocarina? No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I guess the thing that you're putting out there is like, it's kind of a crapshoot. It could go either way.
Mm-hmm.
The context I want to add here is that I don't predict it selling well, not because it's going to be a bad game. I actually think it's going to review very well.
I bet it is. I don't know how it couldn't.
But, okay, the Switch 2 is selling, but there aren't that many out there, and they just raised the price of the Switch 2.
Yep.
The game is $50 digitally, and it's going to be more physically. Which is fine. Not that many people buy physical anymore. Just
I've heard that some outlets are price matching the digital copy.
Yeah, they are. That is true. Okay. Amazon actually is, which is surprising.
Which is, that's cool.
But it's an expensive game that is on an expensive console. Gaming is becoming an expensive hobby.
Yep.
And I don't know how. Okay, kids are gonna beg for it because of the movie. And adults are going to buy it because they have expendable income and they play the original. It's that middle group that I don't think anyone is going to buy it. Like from the age like 12 to like 21,
mm-hmm.
I don't think anyone is going to buy this game.
Right. And I think a lot of kids are going to be really upset. I think for a lot of people who may buy it might be a little upset because they don't really get what Star Fox 64 is. And they might play like the first run, which could take probably, if blind playthrough, probably like an hour and a half, depending on your skill level. And they might be like, what? That's it? And they might be like, this fucking sucks. I've been there before. I've done stuff like that before, but without fully realizing what the game was offering. So that's kind of a fear too. I do think it's, there's the fact that we don't know if there's anything down the pipeline for the future of Star Fox, that's why this feels precarious. Because if this fucks up, I really feel like they may, like, if you're right and that middle audience is like, nah, I'm not buying that, and they miss out on like a lot of sales, I really think that Star Fox is like going back into like the timeout corner.
Oh yeah, I mean it's guaranteed that if this game doesn't sell well, that the next Star Fox project will be akin to F-Zero 99. We'll get it like 15 years later, and it's going to be a small budget thing that is like just free.
Yeah.
They shit it out.
Yeah.
That's all that we're going to get from Star Fox if this fails. And I am also on your side. Like, I'm nervous. I think it's going to be a good game that could succeed, but I'm not hopeful that it will.
Yeah. And it sucks because, like, I think objectively it's probably going to be a good game because which is another issue, is that we've already played it. Like, oh yeah, I know this game is gonna be good. I've played it before. It's like playing the Dead Space remake, which I've been playing recently. I'm like, it's fucking Dead Space. I'm like, what else can I say? they made Isaac talk. That's kind of the same level of remake we're at. Like, it looks really good, and there's new, like, audio visual to kind of, like, gorge on. It's Star Fox on Switch 2 is basically the Dead Space of the Switch, of the Nintendo Switch right now. Yeah, that is a good comparison. So, yeah, it's in a precarious spot. I'm excited because I do really think it looks beautiful, and I'm very nostalgic for 64, specifically the 3DS version. I really, really like it. And I am excited to see what they do with it, despite, like, kind of like the sterile dialogue and the, risk of nothing interesting happening. I do still want to see it, because it's like I am seeing these characters that I've known for a really long time in different situations, and I'm seeing it in a new coat of paint. So I am excited, but I would not be totally surprised if I played through my first playthrough and I felt empty inside. I would not be surprised. Inversely, I would not be totally surprised if I really loved it. So, like I said, it's a crapshoot. Let's fucking move on to the talk of the century right now. The all but confirmed Ocarina of Time remake. What is going on with that? Now that I remember I texted you, in my shock, I said, holy shit, I'm so scared for the Ocarina of Time remake now. And you said that you were thinking the exact same thing. I did not even, it wasn't even on my radar being worried about the Ocarina of Time remake until the Star Fox remake dropped. And I went, oh, fuck. What does this mean for the Ocarina of Time remake?
Not worried, but I have been anti Ocarina remake since the rumors started. Because I genuinely think there is nothing they can do to make that game look good. I think the Hyrule Field is going to be fucking incredible. But the characters in Ocarina of Time have such a specific look to them. And I don't believe there's any way you can translate that to 2026 graphics and have it look good. It's gonna look weird no matter what you do.
That's the thing. And that's kind of the problem with this discussion. We just don't know what they're doing. We have no idea what they're gonna do.
Well, I think we do, though. Because they're not just going to make a definitive version of the 64 game, because they already did that on the 3DS, and it looks amazing and it plays great. It's one of my favorite games of all time. This is going to be a visual overhaul. And if they make any gameplay changes, it's just going to smooth things out. If they do a Final Fantasy VII remake and like dramatically change this game, it's not going to be good. It's almost impossible for it to be good.
Yeah. Oh man, I don't know if I really care like so much if they kept the gameplay like exactly the same, and the dungeons exactly the same. Man, all I would need them to do is add like a master quest, but like a new master quest. Give me Master Quest 3 or something like that. Oh man, I'm so scared.
So here's the thing that I have been thinking about. So have you seen what's been going on with Monolith Soft?
Have we had this discussion?
We texted about it a little bit, but I don't know what you know, so I want to like gauge it real quick.
I just feel like I'm having super deja vu about the Dead Space remake. I remember like 2 years ago we had this exact same discussion on the podcast, and I remember I said I was so scared for the Dead Space remake, and then you said something about Monolith.
I mean, I don't know about that, but I do remember us talking about the Dead Space remake because I played it and I liked it.
I'm always fucking scared of remakes, I guess, apparently. But no, I don't know what's new about Monolith. Please enlighten me.
So the last thing they really made was Xenoblade Chronicles Future Redeemed, which is personally one of the fucking best things I've ever experienced in my life. But since then, and even like during that time period, they've been Nintendo's biggest support studio. They've basically been the Gruntworks on all the Zelda games that have come out on the Switch, a bunch of the Pokemon games, a bunch of other like Mario games and stuff. They are their Nintendo's in-house support studio. But they haven't put out a game since 2022. I think that's when that DLC came out. Mm-hmm. And even that was a DLC. It wasn't it was big, but it wasn't a full-length game. In like the last couple months, they updated their website and their branding and everything to be like, yeah, we're the people who made Xenogears and Xenoblade, but also, did you know that we basically made Zelda Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom? Did you know that? That's like the thing they're putting in the forefront right now.
Really?
And since they haven't made anything in so long, they're the reason that Breath of the Wild has green grass like that. They're really leaning into the Zelda thing. I think they are the only ones at Nintendo that could pull off a one-to-one remake of Ocarina of Time. I still don't believe in it. I don't trust it. But think about who else could do it. Grezzo, who's been doing the 2D Zelda games. I don't think they can do it.
Probably not.
The people who make Luigi's Mansion, yeah, they can make indoor tight spaces look really good, but they've never made an open world game. I mean, Retro isn't going to do it because their last game just flopped so hard being open world.
What was their last game?
Metroid Prime 4.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like it's either the main Zelda team or Monolith. There are no other people that are really capable of making a remake of this scale. Because Ocarina of Time is a huge game. Even for the 64, it's huge.
I fucking love Ocarina of Time, man.
It's so good. It's so good.
Man, yeah. I mean, yeah, if Monolith does it, you know what it is? I need to see it. We can sit here and theorize all day, but we just don't know what the hell they're gonna do. And I'm really torn about it because it's like, I love the way the Ocarina of Time 3D looks. Like, that is how Ocarina of Time, like, looks to me. That's how, they took inspiration straight from the artwork. Like, the the artwork I'm talking about. Like, That's where they got all the designs from, and it looks amazing. So, how are they gonna make that better? Are they gonna make it look like Breath of the Wild? I kind of hope not, because Breath of the Wild looks really good, and Tears of the Kingdom look really good, but it's not really... I don't know if I really like it in Ocarina of Time, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm on your side with that, but I've been kind of reckoning with this since the Star Fox remake. I actually think that putting it in the Breath of the Wild art style, it might be the safest option. Like, can you really imagine? Take the fidelity of the Star Fox remake. Can you imagine what Link would look like? It doesn't make sense. He's a cartoon. It doesn't make sense.
If you're saying that they're like, it's gonna be like like hyper realistic Link, that would not be good.
Like, how can you make not hyper realistic Link in a world that is hyper realistic? Because if Hyrule Field doesn't look like the Star Fox remake, why are we remaking Ocarina of Time? Because it looked fine the way it was. I think Breath of the Wild art style might be the way to go, even though that's not what I would choose. I feel like they could pull that off, like make Link,
I'm sure they could. I just don't know.
Make adult Link look like Breath of the Wild Link in his tunic. Just smooth out the costume a little bit so it doesn't look as janky, and then make Kid Link look like one of the kids from Breath of the Wild. Like, make him small. Give scale to the world where, like, the Gorons are going to be huge compared to Link, which, like, in the original, they're big, but, like, you're, like, 3/4 their size.
Right.
I really think, and I guess I'm going to say it again, this isn't what I want, but I can't imagine anything else right now. Maybe I'm closed-minded, and again, like you said, I need to just see it to understand.
Yeah, that's kind of where we're at. We just need to see it, and we just don't know when we're going to see it. Hopefully we see it really soon, and and then we can have an emergency session again, because this is kind of what this episode was I was like, I feel like we needed to have an emergency session of the pod, because it felt like the Star Fox reveal was like an attack on American soil, and we needed to have like a debriefing. And now that we have done the debriefing, I'm like, I feel like okay, and since then I've been feeling pretty optimistic about the entire thing. And so I want to talk about another rumor. This is the only other rumor I have about the Ocarina of Time remake. Did you hear the rumor that it's going to be split into 2 parts?
I actually didn't hear that.
I'd shoot myself. I don't really think it has much credence to it. It seems a bit silly. because it's just like some leak off of like, you know, just one of those Twitter leaks from a trusted leaker type shit. But yeah, it was supposed to be, I'm reading it right now. First game for the child Link part releases this year. Second game for adult Link part released later. No. Adult Link has like 7 dungeons. Child Link has 3. Unless it really is like a total remake, like it's totally different, I don't think that's gonna happen. Also, I don't think Nintendo's ever done that before. I don't think many studios really do that. I mean, the whole 7 remake trilogy thing is kind of an anomaly in itself, I think.
Oh, so okay. If there, I don't think that the fact that you told me that it's like thrown me off so hard.
Yeah.
They should not make Ocarina of Time 2 parts. It's not. Ocarina of Time it's a big game. There's a lot to it. It's fairly long, but part of what makes it so good is its pacing.
Yeah.
And giving it the Final Fantasy VII remake treatment, I think does it a disservice.
Yeah.
But
people
if they're
already really dislike, a lot of the old heads really dislike Final Fantasy VII Remake because they stretched out the Midgar section to a full game. Midgar in the original game is like 3 hours.
Yeah, I mean, as someone who played the remake and then played the original, I think the remake's fucking fantastic, and I've been very vocal about that. So that's why I'm kind of open-minded in that if they're gonna do that to any Nintendo game, this would be the one. But this isn't Final Fantasy. This isn't a 60-hour RPG. This is Ocarina of Time, which you can play in a weekend.
Yeah, you can just binge hardcore on a weekend.
And like the Master Quest and all that, they can add content if they wanted to make it a bigger package, charge $80 for it like they did for Mario Kart World. I don't want that either, but that's kind of what we're looking at here. They can add a lot of value to if they even, okay, this is best case scenario for me. Give us like the recompiled treatment. Give us Ocarina of Time 3D super up-resed. Like even if you want to make new textures, but keep the polygons the same and just add an extra dungeon, add another Master Quest, give us a prequel, give us a sequel, have something that ties into Wind Waker or ties into Twilight Princess. Like do any of these things, but they're not going to.
I would hope that they would add some type of content. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be new cutscenes and such. And that's always welcome, I think. Maybe even voice acting. That would be cool. Dude, Ganon has some pretty tough dialogue in that shit. I would love to hear him voice acted. Although, not by Matthew Mercer. Although he did a good job. I just
He's a good Tears of the Kingdom Ganondorf, but I have a voice in my head for Ocarina Ganondorf. And if whoever they get to play him is not that, I'm going to be let down.
I wonder if the dude who did the Ganondorf in the Ocarina of Time is still alive. He might be. I'm pretty sure he lended his voice to Smash Ultimate Ganon.
Yeah, but like how much dialogue, not even dialogue, how much vocal performance does Ganon have in Ocarina of Time? Like 30 seconds? A minute of voice work?
Well, if they extended it, eyebrows raised. I mean, of the cutscenes in Star Fox 64 are brand spanking fucking new, even though the gameplay is exactly the same. So I would not say it's out of the realm of possibility if they keep the gameplay exactly the same, but add in totally new cinematics and like a dramatic flair to it. You know what I mean? That being said, I want you to put on screen all the Unreal Engine remix of Ocarina of Time real quick, because that's what you see when you look up Ocarina of Time Switch Remake. You get a bunch of Unreal Engine 5.
And that's what I'm so afraid of, because it's just a cartoon Link. It's like Jimmy Neutron Link in this
dude,
photorealistic world.
Man, I'm excited. When's that Kid Icarus remake coming?
I'm so scared, but it's like, okay, I've never had a game that I grew up with get the remake treatment. This would be the first one, and I'm ready to have those hard feelings that a lot of old heads have about FF7, because I'm so doubtful. I want to have an open mind. You know that I'm a fucking mainstream normie when it comes to Nintendo and AAA stuff. I'm all about remakes. I just can't get down with this one, and I I hope it's serviceable at the very least.
It is their main cash cow. So they do put a lot of care into it, and I think it's kind of Miyamoto's lifeblood. So, and I'm pretty sure it sells more than Mario, I think.
I don't know about that.
So if they fucked up, I think it would be really bad. I think someone would pull the plug if it was like a total fuck up. Meanwhile, Star Fox, they're like, well, this series isn't making money anyway. Let's just fuck around and see what happens. Zelda is like their lifeline.
Part of me hopes that it's not even real,
It
because
just never happens.
we're in the era of N64 remakes. We got Paper Mario, we got 64, we're getting Ocarina of Time. They can't remake Mario 64. They can't do it. They cannot do it to me. I will cry in a bad way.
Mario 64. I can't. I didn't even ever think of that. Don't even say that.
They just can't. I wouldn't be able to handle it. I can't do it. They cannot keep doing this.
You sound like you're about to cry.
I feel like I'm about to cry because I'm so scared for this remake. I'm so scared for Ocarina of Time. And if we're doing this, what's stopping them from doing the rest? They're making this new Yoshi game. What's stopping them from remaking Yoshi's Story?
Yoshi and the mysterious book?
Mr. E.
Mr. E, yeah, which is a wild name for a game, and which I don't know how well that's gonna sell, but that's fine. It's fucking fine. We can say we're scared all day, but let's look to the future, and let's think about the beautiful future that Essen Box is gonna get.
Why'd you have to bring this up? I'm just
Sorry.
gonna actually cry. I didn't even buy it.
I needed to bring up Essen Box. Bring that shit up. At least it doesn't look like that.
That's only
brutal.
the things that come with it. You can put whatever you want in it.
Well, stupid normies like me look at that and they go, ooh, and then they don't buy it. It's a sad truth.
I think
However,
they're gonna put Star Fox in Fortnite.
I think they could put Star Fox in Fortnite. I don't think anything is on. I don't think any Nintendo's thing is on Fortnite because
It's not.
they refuse to have it show up on other consoles. And I think it's actually a Epic decision where they were like, yeah, we're not even gonna bother.
Maybe it was just a rumor, but I read that the Samus was basically approved, and then the last bit was like, oh, by the way, we need this on Xbox and PS4, and Nintendo was like, absolutely not.
Yeah, they're like, no, because then that means people won't buy our console.
Yeah. Oh man, I feel like I'm gonna cry.
Yeah. What if you wake up one morning and Dwarf Fortress remake? How would you react?
I mean, that's fine. They kind of already did that, didn't they? When they like gave it graphics.
You're right. Yeah, you're right.
And they've already. It's a weird thing because you'd think they would be remaking GameCube games at this point, because like they already did remasters for Twilight Princess and Wind Waker, right? That was like a long time ago, and like we got the remakes of these N64 games on 3DS. You'd think we'd be firmly into the GameCube Wii territory by now, and like we're remaking Halo.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. I feel like we've kind of regressed. We realized we were getting a little bit too antsy with the remakes, and they pulled it back. They're like, all right, let's do Tomb Raider, let's do Star Fox, let's do Halo.
Honestly, I'm chill with that because I'm not really like I like the idea of ports rather than remakes. Anyway, I really think they should just port most of their HD remakes to Switch. I don't understand why we haven't ported the 3DS games, whatever. Like Ocarina of Time Majora's Mask 3D, alright, whatever. But I don't understand why we haven't ported Wind Waker and Twilight Princess HD to Switch already. I just don't get it.
Yeah, it's insanity.
It's bizarre.
I think we can just, me and you, can just look at Metroid Prime Remastered and say, just do that. For any GameCube game, just do that.
And then they
For
made
any
Metroid
N64
Prime 4.
game, just make it look like the 3DS one. It doesn't need to be new and shiny. Part of what made that game what it is the polygons.
Yeah.
There's a reason that we had the throwback whatever it's called, Kingdom in
Yeah,
Mario
throw back
Odyssey.
into Mario Odyssey. Yeah, we
Yeah.
love that. I mean, yeah. The only time will tell. Only time will tell. And I mean, that's really all I have to say about it with this emergency session of the podcast. You know, we spoke about Star Fox. Can only theorize about Ocarina of Time, but we're just gonna have to see how the Star Fox remake handles when it drops, and then maybe that will guide our opinion. And maybe there'll be more leaks by the time we get there. But apparently we don't really have to wait long. They said the Ocarina of Time remake will be revealed in the June Direct, is what the leakers say.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. If they're Star Fox 64 and Ocarina, I think came out in the same year, and then Star Fox 3D and Ocarina 3D came out in the same year.
Yeah,
So
it would
just
be
fits.
it would be apt. So, I'd be excited. I'm excited to see. I'm antsy to see whether or not I'll be excited to see it come to fruition. We'll see, but I have a feeling that this is gonna be a big deal. So,
Okay, you know what? I just realized why I feel this way and why I'm so scared.
Okay.
When I was growing up, when I was 10, maybe I was I was like 10 years old. My two favorite games, the games that I would always talk about being my favorite games of all time, Ocarina of Time and Pokemon Pearl. And you know what got remade? And you know what was the biggest disappointment of my entire life?
Pokemon Diamante Brilliante.
Brilliante Diamante!
Yeah. What's the Spanish title for the other one?
I don't know. I don't even know what the English title is.
Diamond and Pearl Spanish.
Brilliant Diamond
title.
Shining Pearl.
Shining Pearl, but what is it in Spanish?
I don't know. So maybe
Siri
my
Pokemon,
my deep physiological reaction to this is just to put up the barriers because I got so scarred by Shining Pearl.
Did you play Shining Pearl?
Yeah, you know I did.
I actually didn't know that.
I was there when they announced it. Me and Greg, we literally hugged each other. We were so excited. And then we
really?
saw gameplay and
Yeah.
instantly deflated.
my friend's brother is kind of like a big PokeTuber. And he sent us, and usually my friend is very chillish for anything Pokemon. Like he will, he won't take any negativity for Pokemon because that's his MO, and I respect it. He's excited for anything Pokemon related. Even he sent the clip of his brother like looking at the trailer and being like, "Oh my god!" And as soon as the gameplay shows up, his face just goes like dead neutral. It's hilarious.
It's just if the same company that let that, I'm like, this has unlocked something. I'm so offended that Nintendo let that happen. That is one of the worst games ever made.
Really?
Straight up.
What about hey, what is it? What's the one? The Pikachu one. Hey, let's go Eevee.
Pikachu?
Let's go Pikachu.
Let's go Eevee was actually pretty fun, all things considered.
What's the difference between something like Let's Go Eevee and Brilliante Diamond?
Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee was more in the style of what would become Sword and Shield, where it had fixed camera angles, but the characters were still like the modern Pokemon art style. And then they redid a lot of the mechanics, so it had like Pokemon Go style catching, which would eventually lead to you would like throw the ball in time with the circle and all that. And that's what would eventually become the Legends series, Legends Arceus and Legends ZA. That's like the lineage there. Pokemon Shining Pearl and Brilliant Diamond is a one-to-one, like literally one-to-one remake of Diamond and Pearl with none of the content from Platinum, but with a worse art style and worse music. The orchestrations were terrible. The animations were not good. The 3D models were some of the worst we've seen for Pokemon. And they didn't change a single thing, which is like fine, maybe I wanted it to be one-to-one, but why would you remake it one-to-one if you were going to make it look worse?
Right, that is true. And also not including any Platinum shit is like really weird.
Insanity.
That's almost worse than when you remake a game or you port a game and then like re-release the DLC as DLC, like again. What game did that?
What the fuck? Resident Evil 4 remake did that.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, but wasn't Separate Ways free or no?
No.
No, it wasn't. Yeah, that's hilarious. Like, doesn't include Separate Ways, which was free in the original game, and it's like, yeah, get fucked, idiot. It's like, what are
Persona
you talking
3 did
about?
that too.
Oh shit, yeah, with the answer. The answer was... How much was the answer?
I don't think it was that much. I don't really remember. But okay, at least the answer is like long. It's like really long.
Yeah.
So that makes a little bit more sense than Separate Ways.
It's just hilarious. It's like, you know, like when a new fighting game comes out and it's like... I think Street Fighter or Tekken did this, where it was like Street Fighter 6 or Tekken 6 was like, this character is DLC in Tekken 6. And Tekken 7 came out, and they weren't in Tekken 7. And then they were like, this character is DLC in Tekken 7. You're like, what? Again?
You know who the pre-order character for MK11 was? Shang Tsung. You know who the pre-order character for MK1 was? Shang Tsung.
Yeah, they're
$8.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, it's stupid as fuck, man. I don't know. It just feels cheap as fuck.
I'm so disillusioned with where gaming is right now. Like, I'm becoming you more and more by the day.
I just assume that gaming companies are just gonna fuck me and take all my money, and then when they
we
don't
didn't
take
get
my
born
money,
from a wish. It never
we
came.
did not get born from a wish. That is a good point. And we thought we were gonna get it, and then they were like, nah. You can have Silent Hill F though. Link that episode.
I think about play that game a lot. I just don't have it yet.
You should. You can probably get it really cheap now, I bet.
Nope.
You should play it.
It's never been lower than $40. That game is expensive.
Really? It's really
I'm
not
telling
good.
you, I'm getting priced out of gaming. I'm not even kidding. Like, I can't really afford games anymore.
Yeah, new games are very expensive. We got like one game in us a month.
Yeah, if that.
If that.
I can't imagine buying... This Yoshi game is going to be $70.
Oh, $70 is
kidding me?
crazy. This game better be like 20 hours long. You know what I mean?
It's not going to be. It's going to be Yoshi's Woolly World. It's going to be...
Oh.
Like, you know what I mean? It can't be more than what a Yoshi game is. Mario Kart World was $80.
That's true. We got complacent. As fuck
Well,
with our lives.
we got a little complacent, but then remember, Outer Worlds 2 was going to be $80, and we were like, absolutely not.
Okay.
No.
Well, Outer Worlds 2 isn't Mario Kart.
Okay, but Mario Kart World wasn't Mario Kart either.
That's true.
I love Mario Kart World. I'm a Mario Kart World defender.
Mm-hmm.
It's not $80. I don't even think I would want to pay $80 for GTA 6 at this point.
Do we even know how much GTA 6 is going to be?
We don't, and I don't really feel like it's worth speculating on. That might be the next game I buy at launch, and that's coming out in November. I can't fathom
I don't believe it. Where's the
buying
game?
a game at launch.
Where's the game?
Where is the game?
I haven't seen the game, so I'm just assuming that there's no game.
It's true. It's a good strategy.
Until I see gameplay, I don't believe there's a game, and I mean that. This feels like one of those things where it gets delayed again, and just gets delayed like again and again until we find out, like a whistleblower lets us all know that like there is no game, and they've just been like funneling money and like wasting it on like crazy shit, and that there's just no fucking game. Like what's that game that's been in development for like a million years? Star
Beyond
Citizen.
Good and Evil 2. Oh, Star
Beyond
Citizen.
Beyond
yeah.
Good and Evil 2, but Star Citizen is what I'm thinking about, where like basically everyone at this point is like, yeah, if you put money into this game, you're not getting it back. Just pretend like it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
So, but I don't have a but. That's all. That's it. Do you have anything else you want to say?
No, I think that's it. You know what I've been thinking about lately? This will be the last thing I leave you with, because
What?
it's something that for some reason has been stuck in my head for the last 2 weeks.
Okay.
You remember how good Watch Dogs looked whenever they announced it, and then it looked so bad when it came out?
Oh yeah, in 2014.
That's so crazy that they did a bait and switch like that. I can't believe that happened.
Thankfully, games don't really do that anymore. I feel like
Yeah,
that's
I mean,
not
they do
really a
sometimes,
thing. They
but
do
that-
sometimes.
Like, in my mind, Watch Dogs looks like that, because I haven't played it in so long, but then I saw a video of Watch Dogs the other day, and I literally was like, ew.
Yeah, there's a video on it. It's called like Ubisoft downgrades. It's just like a notorious thing that Ubisoft does, where like their gameplay trailers, which is supposed to be like simulating real gameplay, look one way, and then you start playing the game and it doesn't look like that. And I think, thankfully, I do think most companies have kind of been like, all right, we're not doing that anymore. Well, I don't see a lot of companies doing like the live demo, like the fake
Oh, thank
gameplay demo. When's the last time you saw the fake gameplay demo
Oh, it was
yeah.
Oh,
We
what
probably
was
made
that?
fun of it.
It was the last Nintendo Direct. There was one. It was like some roguelite shooter or something.
Oh well, yeah, you're probably right.
And it was straight up like back in the day on comms.
Uh-huh,
There's a guy
like-
behind you.
Dude, nice covering me. Meanwhile, in reality, there's like the fire alarm, low battery beep, and like someone vacuuming. like who the fuck is on comms? That's what gaming is.
Oh man. All right, I'm done. I'm like my brain is so shot now thinking about this Ocarina thing. Why did you make me talk about this?
I don't know. I feel great. We do not end the podcast in the same state of mind.
No, we don't.
One
No,
of
we
us got what's the I've never seen two pretty best friends. Always one of them got to be ugly. I've never seen two happy best friends. One of them's got to be sad.
I'm so sad.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I have faith. I do. I have faith, and you should have some faith too.
I'll try my best.
I've been the opposite of the Wojak. You know the doomer, the Chudjak. It says billions must die. I'm billions must live. I'm back.
Let's
and I
hope.
think it's only because the sun came out. So let's just hope for more sunlight and let's
hope.
fucking do this shit. All right.
All right. Cool.
All right. Well, that's all we had today for you guys for our emergency session of the podcast. We've been quite busy recently. One of us is way more busy than the other, but we're a unit. We're like a married couple. So hopefully this will tide you over until we have what are we playing episode, or maybe a proper episode about, I don't know, some fucking subject that no one cares about. But
What are you going to talk about in the next episode?
what am I going to talk about in the next episode? Probably... Well, it depends on when we do the next episode. Right now, I'm playing Dead Space and Cooking Mama on the Nintendo
shit.
DS. So, that might be what we talk about.
I would like to review the new Mortal Kombat movie on the next episode.
Oh, I would love that. I would love that.
Look forward to that, people.
Is that what you're going to see tonight? Is that what you saw yesterday?
I saw it yesterday. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. I'm excited for that. Now I'm excited to record the next episode.
All right. Let's do it soon.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right. I'm out of here.
Okay. Bye-bye,
See ya.
everyone. Have a great
Bye-bye.
day. See ya.